male figure walked into a bush with a lady. They discussed with some group of guys that were holding Bella and Erica captive. They were shown the way to where Bella and Erica were kept. The place is dark, then they switched on a torchlight to brighten the place a bit. They could see Erica and Bella lying on the floor. Tears were rolling down their cheeks. Their eyes were blindfolded, and their hands binded with a robe. The lady walked out without uttering a word where Bella and Erica were kept.
Have they eaten?
The girls had refused to eat. They have been crying, and asking for their father and mother.
Are you serious? You mean they didn't eat all through yesterday?
Yes.
Remove their blindfolds and untie them. After that, food should be given to them so they can eat themselves.
Okay.
Few minutes later, someone ran out from where the twins were, and ran to where she was standing with the other guy she was talking to. It was Bella. She had tried running away after the ropes and blindfolds were loosed from her. The lady saw Bella, and got shocked. Then one of the guys who ran after Bella, held her, and took her back.
No. No, this was not the plan. This was not the plan,
she said, standing up and pacing around, holding her hand on her forehead.
She was not supposed to see me. She was not supposed to see me. How could your boys be so careless? How? Now Bella has seen my face. I don't think I have another option. The girls have to die. We have to kill them for our own safety,
the lady said, standing, and rubbing her two hands on her hair.
Good morning, Daniel. Daniel, are you okay?
That was when everything dawned on Daniel. He remembered how he had taken the whiskey he saw on the table. He was a teetotaler, and the alcohol in the whiskey has made him so tipsy. He remembered all that had transpired last night.
How could you, Amelia? How? Oh my God.
Wait, let me explain, Daniel. It is not my fault.
Enough, Amelia. I'm not interested in whatever you want to say. I'm out of here.
He wore his clothes, picked up his car keys from the table, and drove off. When he arrived at his place, Florence was home. Seeing Florence at home looking so sober, made Daniel believe Florence is innocent.
Sir, where were you the whole night? And is there any news about Bella and Erica?
God, what have I done? My kids are missing, and I messed myself up at Amelia's house. Hello, officer. Is there any news yet?
No, Mr. Daniel. There's no information yet.
Daniel took his bath and left for his office, without uttering any word to Florence. The lady who Bella had seen, stood up and walked out of the bush. She stopped a bike, and left for Daniel's house. When she arrived, she walked into the living room. Her heart was beating fast, and she was so uncomfortable.
That wasn't the plan. I never wanted the girls to see my face. Gosh, the plan is to let the girls go missing. Then, I'll be the one to rescue them, after the police had done their best. Then, I'll be the perfect hero, and no one will ever point accusing fingers at me, in the nearest future.
The lady stood up from her seat. She started pacing around inside the living room. Then there was a quick flashback. About 6 months ago, Vicky was at her workplace. She was working in an office, where Daniel had found for her. Although Vicky was not a graduate, she was smart enough to fill the space of a secretary in a big firm. Someone had come to look for a job in the same firm. It was one of Vicky's old high school mate, Florence. Florence had come with her certificate as a graduate. Through the help of Vicky, she was employed. On a particular day, during lunch period, Vicky had gone out to have lunch, and Florence joined her. One discussion led to another, and Vicky asked Florence about her husband and kids.
You like the food?
Yes. It's so delicious.
So tell me, Florence, what about your husband and kids?
I'm not married.
Are you serious?
What about you? What about your husband and kids?
Vicky showed Florence pictures of her husband and lovely twin girls. After their discussion that particular day, Florence went home and couldn't sleep.
The universe is so partial. How can Vicky, someone that didn't attend the university, get the same job as me who spent my years in the university? That was not the only case. Vicky was also lucky enough to be married with kids. More also, she's expecting another baby soon. Because you have a husband, and kids, with a good job. You think you can go around asking people stupid questions? Or is she trying to mock me? I will deal with you, Vicky. I will deal with you.
Florence, what is the drink for?
You know that my brother that visited few weeks ago. He just got a new branded car for himself. Let's celebrate.
Wow, congratulations to your brother.
Thanks, dear.
But I'm sorry, dear, I can't take that because of my pregnancy.
Please, Vicky, be happy for me and my brother.
Of course I'm happy, dear.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm happy for you.
Okay, just take only one glass to show that you are happy for me and my brother.
Okay then. Just one glass.
Yes, just one glass.
Florence poured some content inside 2 glass cup. Vicky drank her own, while Florence pretended to have gotten a call. After a while, she carried the drink and left Vicky's office, and went back to hers. Florence had met with some drug experts. She wanted a drug that won't have an immediate effect. They gave her a mixture of abortion pills, and some other drugs, which will help destroy Vicky's womb. She knew Vicky will never suspect her, because Vicky will think they both drank the same drink. Vicky is not the type of lady who discusses what goes on at work with her husband. She didn't consider anyone as a friend, not even Florence. Florence never visited Vicky, so she wasn't known by anyone. When the drugs took effect, and Vicky lost her life, Florence was pained, because she never planned for any of it to happen. After few days, Florence decided to walk into Daniel's life and replace Vicky. She wanted to enjoy everything that Vicky was enjoying, but she couldn't see any way to do it. Florence started spying on Daniel. She noticed that he was going to be needing a house help soon. Daniel is a wealthy man, and wealthy men in the city always contact the company to find them reliable maids. She bribed the man in charge, in order to be sent to Daniel. To get work faster in the world today, you bribe your way. She has been doing so much work in making Bella and Erica feel safe with her, while trying to make Daniel fall in love with her. She knows the only way to Daniel's heart was through his girls. She has been making signs to Daniel, who didn't seem to notice. But she is willing to take her time. But Amelia came into the picture. When Amelia had told Daniel that she never trusted her, Florence heard it, because she was eavesdropping their conversation. She knew Amelia was trouble, adding to the fact that Daniel's parents were already asking him to get married to Amelia. Florence made up her mind that Amelia won't take all her labor. The next day, Florence started spying on Amelia and found out she was not an easy target. So she decided to use the girl's disappearance to make it look like Amelia is the one that kidnapped them, while she will be the victim. The day she had taken the girls, Nestor had seen her leaving the compound with the girls. That was why he was looking surprised, when Daniel asked him the whereabouts of his girls. When Daniel left, Nestor came to question Florence about the girls. Unknown to Nestor, some guys Florence had paid were around the building. Florence made a sign to the men who came into the building. Nestor tried escaping. They hunted him down and killed him. They carried Nestor a distance away from the building, and dumped his body by the side of the road. People were looking at the corpse when the police had arrived.
This is all her fault. This is Amelia's fault. The blood of the girls is in your head. I have to think about the consequences if I get caught. I will rot in prison because of the kind of man Daniel is. Running away is not an option, because it will make me number one suspect. The only action left to take now is to discard the twin. I have grown fond of them, but it seems now, I don't have other choice.
So Florence brought out her phone, and started scrolling through her contacts. She tapped on the number of the man she was with at the place, where Bella and Erica were kept hostage. Then she called his number. After a few rings, the man picked up.
Hello Harvey.
Yes, Flora.
You earlier told me you needed the body parts of those girls, right?
Yes, in exchange for the money you'll be paying me and my guys. I'm willing to take the girls as mine.
Good. Then we have a deal. The girls are yours. Remember not to be caught by the police in what you do. I will deny knowing you. Better be careful. I don't want to set my eyes on those girls ever again.
Okay. Nice doing business with you, Flora. Yes.
I feel a bit relieved now that Bella and Erica will be killed, and no fingers will be pointed at me as long as I play the victim. But Florence, when did I become this cruel? When did I suddenly become this stone-hearted? I'm feeling so uneasy. I never planned to end the girl's life. I wanted to be a mother to them. But Bella spoiled the whole plan by trying to escape.
Someone walked into the sitting room. It was Amelia. She met Florence looking like a child who was caught in an act. Florence tried being herself again.
Is there any news, Ma?
No news yet. What about your boss? Is he in?
No, Ma. He left after few minutes. He came back home. It's been hours already since he left the house. But Ma, are you aware of where my boss slept last night?
Amelia stared at Florence and walked out of the house, without giving her any answer.
Hello girlfriend, what's up? You've not been saying anything since. Did you meet him at home?
No, I didn't meet him. Have been calling Daniel ever since he left my house, but he hasn't been picking up his calls. It wasn't my fault at all. The whiskey on the table, I bought it for my father. I was about to go visit him, before I called Daniel. Daniel told me his girls were missing, and I abandoned my mission, just to be with him. Even when Daniel tried forcing himself on me, I did my best to resist. But after a while, I gave in, because I saw the pains he was going through. I never planned for any of it. The only mistake I made was taking Daniel to my house. Which I did, because I knew going to his house will make him feel so much pain, and no one to console him. I have to go look for Daniel in his office. I really want to apologize, and tell Daniel how it all happened.
Mr. Daniel is inside the office. And he ordered not to be disturbed by anyone at all.
I understand. But please, I have to see him. Daniel is going through a lot, and I am the only one that can bring him out of his pains. Please let me see him, please.
Okay.
Amelia was known already by those at Daniel's workplace. She is the only lady who visits Daniel in his office, since after the death of his wife. They had no option than to let her go in. When Amelia got to the doorpost, she didn't knock, because she knew he would ask her to go back. She bent the handle of the door and let herself in. Daniel's eyes were reddish, like someone who was high on marijuana.
Hi Daniel.
Who let you into my office? What are you doing here?
Please hear me out Daniel. Yesterday night wasn't my fault. Please just let me explain.
It wasn't your fault. Did you just say it wasn't your fault? Tell me Amelia, why did you take me to your house? You didn't only take me to your house. You purposely left a bottle of whiskey on top of your table. You know full well that I wasn't in my right frame of mind. You know too well that I don't take alcohol because of its drastic effect on me. Yet you left a strong bottle of whiskey on your table. Now you've gotten what you want. Very soon you'll come to me saying you're pregnant, right? That's the gimmick you want to use on me. Ever since you started coming closer to me Amelia, I have been suspecting you. How do you always appear at the right moment? Why were you so interested in what the doctor had to say happened to Vicky? Immediately my daughters went missing you called me. When I drove to where I was having a sober reflection, you also appeared. You tried making me to push the blame to Florence. You accused her of being suspicious the very first day you saw her. 2 days later, my kids went missing. You think I wouldn't have traced the dots. You think I am that dumb. You thought I would have arrested Florence. An innocent girl who showed nothing to my girls but love and affection. I hope you provide my kids for me. Else you won't be leaving the station anytime soon.
Station.
Daniel faced back and tapped the button under his table. Some policemen who were not on uniform came in to arrest Amelia. Amelia cried out begging Daniel, and pleading her innocence. But Daniel had made up his mind. He only prayed he got the real culprit, and tears rolled down his cheeks, as he heard Amelia pleading innocence. After the man dropped the call with Florence, he went towards where his guys were. Then he smiled at them.
Boss, what's the smile all about?
We are going to be rich guys, we just hit the jackpot. Our plan worked. You guys did a perfect job. You let one of the girls out, making her to see the face of the lady. Now she has accepted to leave the girls for us as payment. We are going to be rich. We all know how expensive little girls like this cost in the market. And we have 2 of them looking so fresh. But boss, how are we going to transport them from here? Are we going to kill them here and carry their organs, or we transport them alive?
Let us slaughter them right here. It would be more easier to carry just the organs, than taking them alive. I disagree. Don't you know we have high risk of being caught by the police? But if we take the girls alive, much attention won't be drawn to us. All we have to do is hire a lady who will act like their mother. Then we give the girls sleeping pills which will make them sleep throughout most of the journey.
I think we should go with the second suggestion. There is a lot of wisdom in it. But we need to get someone who is trustworthy and won't tremble in the presence of the police. Also, we will be moving out from here during the daytime, so that suspicion on the highway won't be high.
Excuse me, boss. I have gone to check on the girls.
Okay.
Boss. One of the girls' temperature is high and she is shivering. I think she has fallen seriously sick.
What? Seems we have to kill them here and now. Because I don't think she will survive when given sleeping pills.
The police took Amelia out of Daniel's office, ignoring her innocence plea. When they left, Daniel sat back on his chair.
My instinct is telling me that Amelia has hand in everything that is happening to me. But something else keeps telling me that Amelia is innocent. This whole situation is really getting out of hand by the day. If only my wife will give me a sign, and point me a direction where I will just go and see my girls. Who knows if they are safe? It's the second day, and no news from the police. I can't even imagine it if the corpse of my girls were found. God forbid. I need to go to the police station. I'm tired of calling every minute. I need to talk with the officer in charge to know if there is any news.
Mr. Daniel, why didn't you arrest your house help? The one person who was supposed to be in charge of your children.
No, officer. Florence is innocent. Florence has been like a mother to my children. She has been so much help to me. Ever since my children got missing, she has not been herself. She has been sober ever since my girls went missing.
Mr. Daniel, what you should know is that, in a crime scene, everyone is a suspect.
No, officer. I don't want Florence to suffer for a crime she didn't commit. Because if she had committed the crime, she wouldn't have stayed back in the house.
After much discussion with the officer, Daniel left for his house, without asking for an audience with Amelia. Daniel got home, and he met Florence lying on the sofa sleeping. That is the very first time he had seen her sleeping on the sofa. Daniel walked towards Florence and tapped her. Florence woke up and wiped her eyes like someone who had been sleeping for a long time. When she saw it was Daniel, she stood up immediately, and greeted him.
Good evening, sir. Is there any news about Bella and Erica? Did you visit the police station? Did you call to ask? Have you involved anyone who can help find the girls faster?
Where have I gone wrong? If I had known, I would have left Daniel alone. All these wouldn't have happened to me. I had really come back, and tried looking for Daniel. When I found out he was already married with kids, I decided not to interfere with his marriage. Even when misfortune knocked on his door, and he lost his wife, I never visited. I had also attended his wife's wake keep, but never spoke to Daniel. I only tried reaching out to Daniel, when I saw he was in deep pains. I had only tried my best to be a good friend, for old time's sake. I had asked Daniel what the doctor said, because I care. But then, everything turned against me. Daniel sees me as an enemy, to the extent of arresting, and putting me behind bars.
The more Amelia thinks about it, the more she cries. Adding to the fact that she was already developing feelings for Daniel.
Contacting my family, and telling them that I am behind bars, will only bring enmity between the two families. Wait. Florence claimed to have been home all day. But the cloth Florence was wearing when I walked into Daniel's sitting room was an outing attire.
Amelia stood up and wiped her tears. Daniel went into his room. He wasn't hungry. His heart was heavy, and his mind was filled with thoughts. He went into the bathroom, he switched on the shower, and just remained under the shower, and tears kept rolling down his cheeks. He was missing the absence of his girls, and remembering his wife, who just died with his unborn baby. Daniel was heartbroken and decided to let all those tears flow in the shower. After a while, he came out of the bathroom. He picked up his phone and noticed he had missed 8 calls. He quickly checked his caller to know if there is any information about his girls. He saw it was his mother who had called him 8 times. He heaved a sigh. That wasn't the call he was expecting, but he called her back.
Hello, Mom.
Do you want to kill me, Daniel? Why are you not picking up your calls?
I'm sorry, Mom. I was in the shower when you called.
Is there any information yet about the kids?
No.
Don't worry, my son. The God I serve won't let anything happen to them. We will find them okay.
I pray so.
You should contact more people, or even go to the TV station, and podcast that you are looking for Bella and Erica.
Okay, Mom. Thank you.
Good night, son.
Good night. My regards to Father.
Daniel wanted to tell his mother that he arrested Amelia as a suspect, but something in him told him it wasn't a good idea. After the call, Florence came knocking on Daniel's door.
Florence, what can I do for you?
Nothing, sir. I am preparing something. I want to know if I should get yours for you.
I'm not hungry, I just want to be left alone.
Thoughts of what he had just done came running race inside his head.
Everything is pointing at Amelia as the suspect. Yet something keeps telling me that Amelia is innocent. I have developed a soft spot for Amelia, and couldn't tell if it is my new feelings that is trying to bind me.
Then Daniel thought about Florence, and what the officer had just said.
Amelia has also suspected Florence, when she came to my house the first time. I couldn't tell why I didn't allow Florence to be arrested. Florence looked so innocent, and has been with my girls for months now, making them grow fond of her. I have seen the love Florence showed my girls, and it looks so genuine to be false.
But something pushed him up to go check on Florence. He opened his door quietly, and went towards the kitchen. Daniel doesn't go to the kitchen, ever since Florence came into his house. When he entered into the kitchen, Florence wasn't there.
Florence said she was cooking something, but the kitchen is clean, and nothing had been cooked in this kitchen recently.
Daniel looked well around the kitchen waste bin, and saw nothing had been cooked there for a while.
This looks strange. Does it mean for 2 days, Florence hasn't eaten? Something is fishy.
He walked towards Florence's room, he listened and couldn't hear any sound. He thought maybe she is sleeping, and his mind was playing games on him. Daniel turned and was about going to his room, when Florence's phone started ringing. He decided to eavesdrop, and know who was calling her.
Something is suspicious about Florence, and I knew it all along. Where was Florence coming from, by the time of the day? If Florence is innocent, why was she shaken by my presence when I entered into Daniel's living room? Why does it feel like Florence is overacting?
Lots of questions, without any answer.
Florence must be hiding something, but I can't figure it out. I need to uncover the secrets Florence is hiding, and make them known to Daniel. But I can't do anything while in police custody. I think I have an idea. Please ma'am, I really want to call my parents. They need to know where I am, please.
The police allowed her. Amelia called someone else instead. Then she asked for a favor. Those who were keeping Bella and Erica hostage, went in to check on the girls.
Killing the girls, and transporting their organs is not a good option.
So they decided it is best to check what is wrong with the girls, and try treating them first. When they got to where they are, it wasn't just one of them that is shivering. Both Bella and Erica had suddenly developed fever. Their body temperature is so high that it could boil water. They looked so pale.
The girls should be taken to the hospital immediately for treatment, before they die, and our dreams of making millions comes to an end.
Boss, I don't think that's a good option. What if someone recognizes the girls?
Don't worry about that. We will be going to a distant hospital, and it will just be me and Victor. Going with all of you will raise brows.
The boss left with the girls to the hospital. It was evening already, and they needed the girls to be okay before the next day, so they can meet up with the buyers. On getting to the hospital, the boss claimed being the father of the girls, while the other with him as a close friend. A pediatrician was called to come examine the girls.
Injections have been given to them. You should get them something to eat. Okay, doctor.
The doctor, who was yet to be a father, admired the cute little girls. He decided to help feed them, so they can eat and get better quickly. After a while, the girls fell asleep.
You should allow them to rest. I believe they will get better when they wake up. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
The boss decided to leave and go run some other business, leaving behind his accomplice to look after the girls. Everywhere had become dark already. It was night time, and the boss came back with some foodstuffs after leaving for few hours. He saw his accomplice sleeping on the waiting seat inside the hospital. He walked up to him and woke him up.
Hey, wake up.
Boss. You are back.
Follow me now.
Then both of them walked into the room, where Bella and Erica were kept. Immediately the boss opened the door. His jaws dropped in awe, as he looked and realized that the girls were not lying on the bed as he had left them. Daniel stood at Florence's door, eavesdropping on her call conversation. Surprisingly, what he was expecting wasn't what he got. Florence was talking with a supposed friend, who is a police officer. She is actually asking him if there was any information about Bella and Erica.
This feels strange. I never knew Florence is so into the kids, to have asked a friend to help her look for Bella and Erica, who had gone missing.
Daniel heaved a heavy sigh, and walked back to his room slowly. He then sat on his bed, and a tear rolled down his cheeks. He wiped it off.
Be a man. Be a man. Florence has once again proven to be innocent. Amelia on the other hand is claiming to be innocent. Then who must the culprit be? Who have I offended? Who would derive pleasure in my pains? Oh babe, where are you? I need you now more than ever. Our kids needs you. I hope my girls, Erica and Gabriella, are safe wherever they are.
In Florence's room, Florence is filled with joy. She is a genius in the game she was playing. Even though the part of kidnapping the girls, and asking for them to be killed, wasn't part of her initial plans. But her hands were tied. She had heard Daniel coming out of his room, because of how calm the environment was. She paid attention and heard his footsteps going towards the kitchen.
Ever since I came into this house, he has never been to the kitchen. But suddenly this night, he had gone to the kitchen. I am sure he had been to the police station, and they would have asked for me to be arrested. I knew Daniel is already becoming suspicious, and I needed to play my cards well.
So when Daniel came walking towards her room, she intentionally switched on her ringtone, and pretended to be on a call. She was sure with her actions, she has successfully sealed off every doubt Daniel had about her.
Where are the girls? Where have they gone to?
They were sleeping here when I decided to tap a little nap over there.
The boss entered into the hospital room. He looked around, and the girls weren't there. He checked inside the little bathroom inside the room, but no one was there. The boss was already sweating profusely. He thought about going to ask the doctor where the girls were, but he didn't want it to look suspicious. He kept pacing around inside the room. He was confused, and didn't know what to do. He picked up his phone to call Florence and tell her what had just happened. But on a second thought, Florence had warned them to be careful with the girls. She had told them she would deny them even if they were caught. The boss then put his phone back into his pocket. He had already planned what he is going to do with the millions he will realize from selling the little girls' organs, or even selling them off in black human market. The pains of losing so much money, or even being caught by the police made him so much furious. He was angry and scared at the same time. The sweat rolling down from his face, and hands, dropped off on the floor. His accomplice was scared for his life. He knew it was all his fault. The boss brought out a little knife, which he carried around, and walked towards his accomplice. He was going to stab him to death, for causing him so much loss. As he walked towards his accomplice who was trembling in fear, he heard a slight crackling noise. Then he paused a while to confirm the noise had come from within the room. The noise had come from Bella and Erica, who were hiding under the bed. They had earlier tried to communicate with the doctor when he was feeding them. But the man who held them hostage was keeping a very close watch on them. They knew he is very mean, and may even kill the doctor. The injection which the doctor had given them made them fall asleep. When they woke up, they were feeling better. They tried to run away, when they saw the man who had held them hostage, walking towards their direction. They decided to hide under the bed, till he leaves the hospital. The knife which the boss brought out, got Erica scared. Bella was trying to calm her down, when they shook the bed.
Shh. Who is there?
Erica trembled again with fear under the bed, making a mild sound. So the boss walked towards the bed, and then bent down slowly. There were the girls under the bed. They were looking so scared, and shivering. They refused to come out from under the bed. He simply carried the bed off, and brought them out.
Thank your stars I have them back. Hope you saw the knife. Now, I am going to pay the bills, while we walk out of this hospital tonight. Remember not to make any noise, or tell anyone I'm not your father. If not, I'll kill both you and them. No one can save you from me. Now wipe your tears,
he said to Bella, who was already crying. She tried wiping it slowly, and he helped her with a handkerchief, which he was holding. He smiled at the girls again, and tried walking out of the hospital room. The doctor walked in on them.
Mr. Harvey. How are they? They are fine, doctor. We are in haste. A car is waiting for us outside, and it's about to rain. My friend here will take care of the bills,
the boss said, and walked out of the hospital room with the girls. Daniel lay on his bed and tears rolled freely down his cheeks.
If only there's someone who will come to my rescue.
He held his sheets sobbing bitterly, thinking about his little twins whose life might be in danger. Daniel's phone started ringing. He had left it on the table inside his room. He wasn't moved to go pick up the call. He just came from the station, and there was no news yet. The call came again. This time, Daniel stood up sluggishly, and went towards where he had left the phone. He picked up his phone, and saw it was the police officer calling. Daniel wiped his tears immediately, and answered the call in expectancy.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. We have some information regarding your girls. Someone had seen them and alerted us. We're on our way to the location. I wanted to let you know.
Really? Please, where are they? What's the location?
We don't know who they are yet, but we believe they are in the bush, after the famous bakery at St. Philip.
I'll be right there. I'll be right there.
The distance where the police officer had indicated, is very from where Daniel is leaving. He left his room in a haste, picking up his car keys. The noise from Daniel, who was in a haste, alerted Florence, who quickly came out of her room.
Where are you going to, sir? Is there any information about the girls? Can I come along?
Florence asked, continuously following Daniel behind. Daniel didn't utter a word to Florence, he just wiped the tears that wanted to roll down his cheeks. He entered into his car, and drove out of his compound. Daniel drove like a movie star, his speed was compared to none. He was so anxious, and was sweating inside the car. He only hoped his girls are still alive.
The only reason why Daniel will leave this house, by this time of the night in haste, is only if he heard news about his children. I'm so scared.
The boss held Bella and Erica by their hands, and walked out of the hospital room.
Something is not right. Why do I feel the kids are trying to reach out to me?
The more he stood frozen and thought about it, the more he wanted to stop the man going out with the kids.
What if I stop this man, and he is really the girl's father? What if he is just a mean dad, who the girls are scared of? Then I will be sued for harassment. But what if actually he is not the father of the girls? Stopping him without any security this night, might get me killed.
Doctor, where is the payment to be made?
Oh, the payment. Yes, the payment. Go over there, go meet that nurse over there and she will attend to you.
As soon as the man walked into the office, the doctor quickly ran out to observe the man and his kids. Only to find out that they were already driving out of the hospital's compound. That was when he noticed that something is really wrong, for the man not to have waited for his supposed friend. The doctor entered into his car and quickly trailed them. The doctor tried following them in a manner where he won't be detected. It was quite a long drive. Then they stopped in front of a semi-finished building. The doctor packed well, and observed. The boss came down from the car with Bella and Erica. He walked into the semi-finished building with the girls. It was strange seeing the man walk into such building with the little girls. The doctor came down from his car and walked towards the gate. He peeped through an opening on the gate and was marveled by what he saw. There were a group of guys inside the building. It now dawned on the doctor that the little girls had been kidnapped. That was what they had been trying to communicate with him. The doctor quickly went back into his car. His was scared already for what will become of the girls. He took out his phone and dialed the number of a police officer, who he was in good terms with. But unfortunately, the number didn't go through. He tried myriad number of times, but it seemed network wasn't in his favor, or the number was switched off. The doctor started his car and drove straight to the police station. The police station was quite far from the location. When he arrived, he lodged a complaint of little girls who were kidnapped. Fortunately for the policeman, the description the doctor had given matched the identity of Bella and Erica, who they have been looking for. The officer in charge quickly alerted Daniel, telling him that there is a clue about the whereabouts of his girls. When the police officers arrived at the scene, they quickly went to the gate entrance where the doctor had pointed. They discovered that it was open. That was quite strange to the policeman. Kidnappers and thieves never leave their zone unprotected. The policeman entered into the building carefully. They searched the whole place, and no one was at the scene.
Are you sure this is the exact location you saw the kidnappers?
I am confused as well, because few minutes ago, I saw lots of guys in there before I left for the police station. Bella. Erica.
Erica. Bella.
The policemen scouted around, but couldn't find the kidnappers anywhere around the area. The policemen were still in the area looking for clues, when Daniel arrived. He went to meet the police officer who had alerted him.
Officer, where are my girls? Where are they?
Calm down, Mr. Daniel. When we arrived, we saw no one at the scene.
Hello, sir. Have you seen the girls?
Daniel stood frozen, because he never told Florence where he was going to. When the boss's accomplice walked into the office, he was being received by a nurse. The window was open, and he saw the doctor entering into his car in a haste and following his boss's car. He quickly paid the bills, asking the nurse in charge to keep the balance. He rushed out of the office. He has seen a chance to redeem himself if really the doctor is trailing his boss's car.
Hello, Victor.
Did you see a black Honda Civic car following you behind?
The boss affirmed, and he told the boss it is the doctor. The boss ended the call. He stared at both Bella and Erica evilly.
Which one of you told the doctor to follow me? Seems you want me to kill him.
Bella, please come and hold me. I'm so scared.
Yes, be scared. Next time you tell someone I'm not your dad, I'll kill the person, and you girls too. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good girls.
After the long drive, they got to a semi-completed building. The boss came down with the girls, and his driver. They all walked into the building. He knew the doctor was right behind them, so he went in quickly. He didn't plan on killing the doctor, because it will only make their trouble worse. He asked his guys to stay outside, so the doctor won't walk into the building. The boss had an instrument to distort network. He knew the doctor was going to call the police on them. He network jammed the area, making it impossible to make calls within the area. That would only make the doctor drive to the police station, giving them time for escape. After few minutes, they saw the doctor drive out of the vicinity with his car, just like they have planned. It was obvious he was going to the police station. When the doctor had left, the boss and the rest of the guys entered into a car that was made ready, leaving behind the car the boss had come to the hospital with. They drove off. They knew their stay in that city was numbered. So they left into the rural area, for the storm to calm down a bit before the proceed.
Are you the father of the girls? Yes, I am. How are my girls? What had happened? Who had my girls? They were sick and was brought to the hospital. I treated them well. I never knew they were kidnapped. Your girls are smart. I believe they will come back to you safely someday. They made signs to me when I was feeding them. But I never got connected, till the dying minutes. I'm so sorry I couldn't help out. Excuse me please. Okay.
God, I'm so restless. I have tried calling Harvey to know if all is well, or even alert him of the danger Lomi around, but his number is not going through.
Florence started pacing around inside the house, thinking of what next to do.
I have warned him to do off with the girls immediately. I don't want all my labors to be in vain. I keep on getting my hands more dirtier. My initial plans was to make Vicky lose her pregnancy. But unfortunately, Vicky lost her life. Now I kidnap the girls, so Amelia will be accused, and jailed. But then, the girls saw my face. I have no option than to ask for them to be killed.
The weather is cold, but Florence couldn't feel it. She was sweating profusely, like someone coming from a marathon race.
Should I call him and ask about the girls? No. It will be suspicious. Because, Daniel never told me where he was going.
After so much restless from Florence, she decided to call Daniel without thinking about the consequence. Then she called Daniel's number. After a few rings, Daniel picked up.
Hello sir, have you seen the girls? Hello sir. Sir, are you there?
How did you know I went in search of Bella and Erica?
Sir, I know that's the only thing that can make you leave the house in such a haste. I can't wait to have Bella and Erica back. I hope that are safe, sir.
I really hope so too. I hope I find the face hiding behind the mask soon.
I'm a bit calm and relieved. From the way Daniel sounds over the phone, the girls have not been found yet. I'm happy I'm safe, and will continue with Daniel shortly as soon as he forget about his children, with time. But wait, I haven't heard Daniel answering call from Amelia. Amelia always call Daniel on phone, and even come to the house, looking for Daniel. But since of recent, I haven't heard Daniel talking to Amelia on phone. Where is Amelia? What is she up to? Is she playing games with me? Has Daniel arrested her?
The boss knew well that trouble was knocking on their door already, and they needed to be smart. He and his boys didn't take the highway, they took the bushy path instead. They were armed already, and feared nothing. It was quite a long drive because of the path they took. They finally arrived in a village. They drove down to an isolated area. It was an abandoned building in the village. No one goes around the area, because of rumors. Rumors has it that the building is haunted by ghosts, and people fear to go there, especially at night. The boss knew him and his men will be safe for a while over there. They were already prepared with foodstuffs, that will carry them till the storm calms down a bit. Being smart enough, the boss sent out some of his men to mingle among the locals, in order to be notified if there was any uproar. When they had settled inside the building, the boss made sure that Bella and Erica's mouths were tied. He didn't want any silly mistake, which will cost them. The next day, something strange happened.